Most writers are told that character depth comes from a checklist of traits. But real psychological depth, the kind that haunts a reader, doesn't come from a spreadsheet. It comes from the intersection of human shadow and ancient myth. Today, we're opening the doors to the parlor to explore why your characters need a dash of folklore to feel human. I'm Lisa A. Moore. I'm an author, but I'm also a student of the mind. I'm tired of the hustle that tells us to produce faster and think shallower. This channel is a sanctuary for those who want to write with intention. We're going to look at the Enneagram, the unconscious, myth and folklore that tells us more about human desire than any modern writing manual ever could. This channel is a sanctuary for those who want to write with intention. But I'm not the only one in this parlor. Tonight, I want to hand the candlelight over to someone older than craft books and faster than any algorithm, the storyteller who lives in the cracks between psyche and myth. He's the one who remembers what we've forgotten. So I'm going to step back for a moment and let him speak.
Sit down. Ink the page with your pulse, not your productivity goals. You came here asking how to make your characters feel real. But what you are really asking is, how do I admit that stories are the safest place I have to tell the truth? Let us begin there. Number 1, the psychological mirror. Every character you write is a shard of a broken mirror you are quietly trying to reassemble. The hero is the self you wish you were. The antagonist is the self you're afraid you might be. The side characters are the moods, memories, and unlived lives that drift around you like ghosts at the edge of the frame. When a reader says, "I felt seen," what they mean is that your fiction dared to name something they had only ever felt in the dark. Not a quirk, not a trope, a wound, a longing, a lie they've believed about themselves for years. So do not start with hair color and favorite coffee order. Start with the secret. What is the hurt your character would rather burn the world down than feel again? What do they worship in private? Safety, love, power, or approval? What part of themselves have they quietly exiled? Write from those answers and the checklist falls away. You're no longer assembling features. You're letting the unconscious step out from behind the curtain and speak. But the psyche does not speak in bullet points. It speaks in images. Which is why, when you're lost in your character's inner world, you don't need more data. You need a story older than you are. Number 2, mythology as blueprint. Take the Selkie, for instance, the seal being who sheds her skin to walk as a woman, only to have that skin stolen and be trapped on land. On the surface, it's a curious bit of coastal folklore. Underneath, it is the archetype of the divided soul. One part wild and tidal, one part domestic and bound, forever torn between call and cage. When you write a character who feels like an outsider in their own life, too strange for the office, too responsible for the dream, you are echoing the Selkie myth, whether you intend to or not. Maybe your Selkie never touches water. Maybe she's an overworked mother, a closeted artist, a man in a suit whose sealskin is the guitar he hides in the closet. The form changes, the tension does not. Myth hands you a blueprint for that tension. The skin, their true self, talent, or calling. The thief, the person, system, or belief that says, "You will stay small so I can stay comfortable." The sea, the life they were meant for, the place they feel fully themselves. When you consciously borrow from myth, you're not being derivative. You're plugging your character into an ancient current. The reader may not recognize the Selkie on the page, but their bones remember her. And of course, the Selkie cannot stay in both worlds forever. Myth is ruthless about this. Every choice has a price. That too is something your characters cannot escape. Number 3, the cost of magic. In old stories, magic is never free. Speak the spell and something is taken. A year of your life, your voice, your firstborn, your place among your people. This is not cruelty, it is accounting. Power without cost is not magic, it is wish fulfillment. Readers feel the difference immediately. In your fiction, magic might be literal sorcery, or it might be metaphorical. The career that grants status but devours time. The relationship that offers devotion but demands self-erasure. The gift or talent that brings success but isolates the one who wields it. Debt-based magic asks a single relentless question. What are you willing to pay for what you think you want? If your character's promotion feels like a spell, what part of their soul is being signed away in the fine print? If they reclaim their seal skin, who drowns? Who is left on the shore watching them go? The more honestly you track that cost, the more mythic your story feels, even if there isn't a single wand on the page. Readers don't come to you to watch someone get everything for nothing. They come to witness the sacred math of desire. What must die so that something truer can live? And here is the quiet heresy in all of this. You do not need to write 2,000 words a day to be a real writer. You need to be willing to sit in this tension, mirror myth and cost, and listen. Spend 10 minutes tonight asking what myth your character is accidentally living out and what it is costing them. That's where the magic happens.
The candle gutters. The storyteller smiles, as if he said this 1,000 times before in 1,000 different rooms, and then he steps back into the dark. The parlor is quiet again. Just you, me, and the blank page waiting. If you're ready to explore the craft with curiosity over chaos, subscribe. And if you want the expanded lore, join me in the parlor at the link in the description. The ocean remembers, and so does the ink. I'll see you next Wednesday.